Pippity poppity poo! Hey, we're back again. Usually we make reviews about film, but this time we will make reviews about books. Actually, reading had already been a part of my life since I was young. My parents encouraged me to read, and most of my childhood time, my parents brought me to bookstore instead of the toy store. They bought me a lot of books that varies from fairy tales, mysteries, and so on. And I think this is how I fell in love with reading. When I'm reading, I kinda enter the world inside the book, imagining me as one of the characters. And I might have a risk of not hearing my mom calling me.
Hey, come out!
In my case, reading was one of the hobbies I loved ever since I was young. Whenever I have nothing to read, I will copy down every single script in a Disney movie into a book and read it. It was kind of fun. I can totally shut off my surrounding by reading books and immerse myself as a third person with the book characters. I can get so emotional when I feel the character itself. Sometimes it just pours in when I get addicted to the book. So sometimes, I tend to isolate myself and read books instead, hence becoming an introvert, plus a bookworm, plus a nerd. Not regretting a bit, haha. Back in high school, KELYNN and me always exchanged and reviewed books. We used to visit the book fair at our school so we won't be buying the same book.
We always get so excited once we get the Scholastic book catalogue. This is some of the binge-worthy books that we would like to recommend. The first book we're going to talk about is The MultiInstrument, which is a series that consists of 6 books. From the City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Souls, and the last one, City of Heavenly Fire, was written by Cassandra Clare. This book tells the story of a 15-year-old girl, Claire Fleur, heads up to the Pendulum Club in New York City. She hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by 3 teenagers covered with strange tattoos and brandishing bizarre weapons. This is Claire's first meeting with the Shadowhunters warriors dedicated to riding the earth of demons. Within 24 hours, Claire is pulled into Jay's world with a vengeance when her mother disappeared, and Claire herself is attacked by a demon. But why demons be interested in ordinary mundanes like Claire and her mother? And how did Claire suddenly get the sight? So this you guys need to read it and find it out. One of the life lessons I get from this book is about the importance of trust, and what choices we have to make, it will be the consequences that we need to face. You can never be sure whether a person can be trusted, but at the same time, you have to make the choice to trust others in order to survive in this world.
For the next book is The Land of Stories written by Chris Colfer. I am obsessed with this series ever since the first book. There are 6 series: The Wishing Spell, The Enchanter's Return, A Grim Warning, Beyond the Kingdoms, An Author Odyssey, and Worlds Collide. All series are super interesting and unique. The Land of Story tells the tale of twins, Alex and Connor. They leave their world behind and find themselves in a foreign land full of wonders and magic, where they come face to face with a fairy tale character they grew up reading about. Many fairy tales characters we knew are connected to one another. A fun ride to know their relationship unfolds. These novel series are very fast-paced adventures that uniquely combine our modern-day world with enchanting realm of classic fairy tales. After a series of encounters with witches, wolves, goblins, and trolls alike, getting back home is going to be harder than they thought. The overall moral value taught by the author from this book are fairy tales are more than just silly bedtime stories. It shows that the solution to almost every problem imaginable can be found in the outcome of a fairy tale. It dawned on me once again that fairy tales are life lessons disguised with colorful characters and situations.
Well, for the book, since the adaptation of the film Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, directed by Tim Burton and written by Ransom Riggs. I had been obsessed with the book series, but I had only managed to read 3 books. As our story opened, a horrific family tragedy sets as a 16-year-old boy, Jacob, that journeyed to a remote island off the coast of Wales, where he discovered the crumbling ruins of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. As Jacob explored its abandoned bedrooms and hallway, it became clear that the children were more than just peculiar. They may be dangerous. They may have been quarantined on a deserted island for a good reason. Upon discovering, Jacob is also one of the peculiar child, and he's the only one that could help them defeat the Hollows. In this book, you will realize that strength comes in all shapes and sizes, no matter who you are. Everyone has their own uniqueness. Therefore, We just need to embrace it and be brave towards yourself. Other than that, with our different uniqueness, working as a group could make things work better as everyone has their different strength.
On to the next book that is worth the read is a book titled They Both Die at the End, written by Adam Silvera. I'm a very big fan of his work and this book really hits my heart and shattered it into pieces. The world in this story had a system called Death Casts. Death Casts we call to those who are going to die. Meteor Torres and Rufus Emetrio had the call on 5th September. Meteor and Rufus are total strangers, but for a different reason, they're both looking for a new friend on their end day. There's an app called The Last Friend, and through it, Rufus and Meteor are about to meet up for one last great adventure, to live a lifetime in a single day. The relationship of Meteor and Rufus grows every second they are together. I recommend reading this book in a quiet and comfortable environment, and bring some tissue paper too. You might need it. This story taught me about love and life all over again and to reinvent yourself every single day. To live the fullest, because in reality, we are all going to die. That is life. Ouch. Follow up with a book that is in my personal favorite list, Suffer the Children, written by Craig D. Lewis. This book is so disturbing and chilling, I love it. Suffer the Children tells a terrifying tale of apocalyptic fiction. The Hendrix Syndrome, a devastating illness that suddenly and swiftly kills all the young children across the globe. They return from the dead and ask for blood. If they get the blood, they will return to life exactly as they were, but it's only for a very short time, and then they will die again. Their parents are now put into a horrifying situation where they must find and continually give their children blood. The average human body holds around 10 pints of blood. So the inevitable question for parents everywhere becomes, how far would you go to bring back a child back? What would you do just to have someone you lost back for an hour or two? This story is an engaging mix of science fiction and horror, and is everything end of the world or apocalyptic fiction should be. This book will make you question what kind of a parent you would be if you are in that situation. And that thought itself is both sad and terrifying.
Aww, playtime is over. It's time to go back to reality. Amira, let's go. Stop talking to the flower right there. Let's go. Bye guys. Remember to subscribe, like and share. See you guys till next time.